I am Sifu Avi, and it is good to be here with all of you. I am the instructor for Chinese Dragon Kempo Kung Fu, and I'm really excited to be here with all of you and to show you a little bit of self-defense, some breathing techniques, some basic stances, and let's get started. So today you're seeing that I'm not wearing my traditional Kempo or anything my gi like I usually do, because you don't always have to train in your gi. It's not necessary. Plus it's warm here in my garage, so I prefer just to be like this. And remember, wherever you can train anywhere you want. Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. Just put your energy into it. Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the motions. Enjoy the movements. Enjoy the energy and enjoy learning. I want to make a couple comments about what people are saying. And, you know, it's always, I made a video also about it's always so much easier to destroy than it is to create. It's always easier to say something nasty to somebody than it is to say something nice. So for all of those people out there who are saying, oh, he thinks he's a master. Well, I am a master. I'm a master at many different things. I am a Sifu. From all of the years, the 25 years of martial arts I've studied. I hold a master's degree in speech and language pathology. I hold 2 bachelor's degrees, one in Italian literature and philosophy, the other one in French literature and philosophy. And I've studied enormous amounts of special education also, because I'm a speech and language pathologist. So when people make comments like the bag doesn't hit back, of course it doesn't hit back. These training tools are not supposed to hit back. They're supposed to be here to help you to train. That's all they're here for, okay? Bags are not supposed to hit back. A lot of times when I go online and I see things like American Kempo, and I love American Kempo. That was one of my first arts that I studied. A lot of times you'll see the people doing their strikes, because sometimes it's like, 10 strikes. And you'll see the person that is being hit, the uki, as we would say in Japanese karate, the uki would be just kind of like this all the time. Now, is that realistic? No, not really. You're not going to see that in the street, because once someone's hit, that's it, you go down to the ground. But what the uki is doing, he's helping the person learn her or his techniques so they can perform them in sequence. And that's the same thing we do with our bag as well. Okay, we use our heavy bag so we can train ourselves. We can condition our hands. We can do whatever we want to the bag. All right. And we can hit the bag as hard as we can, because when you're in a self-defense situation, you're going to need to hit as hard as you can, and then you get out of the situation. Again, it's not there. You're not there to have a fight. You're there to get out, get in and get out. Save yourself and save whoever is with you. Okay. So if you're going to make comments, it's okay. You can make stupid comments. Ma va bene, non me importa non me importa un cazzo. But, what you give into the universe, and I said this before, is what you're going to receive. That's how it works. If you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything. It's worth nothing to no one. And it only hurts yourself. Well, that's my commentary for today. And speaking of commentary, much of the stuff that I'm showing you is just commentary. There's so much more history, knowledge behind it as well, because I can only show you so much. So the first thing we're going to work on today is what I refer to as a Buddha posture, training horse, and then our horse stance. Now, in this system in Chinese Dragon Kempo Kung Fu, the rules that apply for this particular martial art do not necessarily apply for another martial art. And that's how it is if you study lots of language as I have. The grammar, syntax, lexicon, morphology, phonology, semantics. What they apply for one linguistic system don't necessarily apply for another. However, it's just a pathway to getting to somewhere, to communication, as it applies to language anymore. As it applies to martial arts, what we do here may not necessarily apply with another martial art. However, it is just a pathway to understanding who you are in this lifetime and enjoying the motions and the movements. So we're going to start out today with something, just a little bit of breath work. We can refer to it as chi, or we can refer to it as Prana Yama. That I used to practice enormous amounts of Prana Yama when I practiced yoga, but I incorporated it into my martial arts. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to place it over our left hand like this. And there's a reason for that as well, and I'll show it to you eventually. And we're focusing our breath. Hands up. And this is the Buddha posture. I call it the Buddha stance. My hands are not like that. My arms aren't flaring out. They're tucked in. And it's more like a praying posture. That's all it is. And we can do it again. Right hand over left. Breathe in. Up. And this is our Buddha posture. And we're going to use this Buddha posture to do other types of standing drills, which we'll get to in the future. But for now, this is just our Buddha posture. I want to make sure you can see my feet as well. And from here, we gather our chi again. We come out. I'm going to hit the bag here a little bit. And this is what I refer to as a training horse. My knees are bent. My feet are hip width apart. So we'll do that again. Again, right hand. Let me move over just a little bit. Left hand. Right is on top. We breathe in. Hold it. Let's go into our training horse. Breathe in. Breathe out. And there we go. Those are two postures, two stances. Again, the hands, let me bring it up to you just quickly, what they look like here. Again, it's this chopping position. They're not straight, flaring out. The thumb is tucked in, and it's going to be like this. This is what it's like, because it comes from a form in Kung Fu. And we always use our hands. We always keep them tucked in. The thumb is tucked in and a little bit bent, okay? And this is so you don't hurt your hands. You can't hit the bag with like this. I mean, you can, but you got to be very careful. You can do a backhand, but even the backhand itself, your hand is going to be, thumb is going to be tucked in, and it's going to be bent a little bit, okay? Again, here we go with the Buddha posture. Right hand, left hand, and breathe in. Into training horse, breathe in. And you can hear the ujjayi breath. What I'm doing is I'm constricting the glottis. And actually, when I go into channel and you hear these beings coming through speaking, I am always in an ujjayi breath. It is a full state of relaxation and surrender. And we're going to speak about surrendering when you are in a self-defense or even fighting. It must be a beautiful sense of relaxation. I know it sounds strange to say that, but you have to be in this complete sense of surrendering. We'll get back to that stuff as well. So again, let's go into our Buddha posture. Right hand over left, bring it up, breathe in. Gather your breath, your chi, your Prana Yama, and knees are bent a little bit in the training horse, and now into the horse stance. 1, 2. Okay, we are in our horse stance. Our knees are bent, our hips are more shoulder, I would say more shoulder width apart, not hip width apart, shoulder hip apart. And we have our training, our horse stance. And then we come back and we'll do it again. Here we go. Right hand, left hand. Breathe in. Buddha posture. Breathe in. Training horse. Horse stance. 1, 2. And there you go. And from here, next lesson, I will teach you pop, 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 pop. Okay? This is our that was our first set. That was striking set. Now you can take the striking set and you can do it also from a horse stance. And you can do it on your heavy bag also. So you can do it in the air and you can do it on the heavy bag. But what's most important is this particular posture. As you breathe in, and when I came from from a horse stance, you saw my hands come, again, right went over left. And there's reasons for all of that as well. And we'll get into that. And so these are the 3 main stances that we need to know. The Buddha, training horse, and then horse stance, back to Buddha. I am Sifu Avi. It is an honor and privilege to be with all of you. Stay in a state of grace. Stay in a state of gratitude. Stay in a state of peace. Stay in a state of harmony. Stay in a state of love. Stay in the present moment. That's where you will find the divinity of who you are. And this is where you will find your passion and your purpose in life. Shalom.